Hi Yarlings, it's Yarn Goddess. I'm back again with another Tuesday Tea Talk. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, Tuesday Tea Talks are where I sit down with you guys and give y'all the tea on the crochet, cosplay, and small business communities. If you are returning to my channel, thank you so much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about DreamCon. I'm going to be giving y'all the tea on my experience this year and how I perceived the con and what I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy about the convention. So go ahead, grab a snack, sit down, get cozy. Let's talk. A week before the con happened, they announced Megan Thee Stallion as one of their headline guests. With that being said, DreamCon staff was caught liking some Tory Lanez gifts on their official post announcing Megan Thee Stallion as a guest. Megan Thee Stallion's team untagged herself from the post, and everyone started speculating if whether or not Megan Thee Stallion will be still attending the convention or not. The call-out was so bad that DreamCon had to make an official post on their Twitter page stating that they would be more mindful about the content that they like on their official Instagram page and on other social media platforms. And it felt like a little too late. Like they should have already preemptively anticipated Tory Lanez comments and gifts surrounding Megan Thee Stallion, because that's just what people do, unfortunately. With all that being said, people were speculating whether or not Megan Thee Stallion was still going to show up. Lo and behold, she still showed up. Everyone's speculations were wrong. Everyone who was like, "Oh, Megan's not gonna come next. Megan's not gonna go." How y'all feel? Looking real goofy now, because it's not as simple as that. So, getting that out the way, let's talk about DreamCon as a convention as a whole. So, I have a very limited experience with DreamCon this year because I was in their vendor hall and I was working in their artist alley. Or I would say I was working in their exhibit hall and I was working in specifically their artist alley. So my experience, I'm going to be talking about strictly from a artist's perspective and how they function. And I would say that DreamCon, being in a new venue this year, was somehow less chaotic than they had been in previous years, but also more chaotic because it was new to everybody. And I'm trying to decide whether or not if it was equally as messy as it has been in previous years, or if it was more messy because it was a new venue and that added a new factor into the mix. But I would say on day 0, I got to the convention on Thursday to set up everything for Friday, and the instructions for how to get to check-in for vendor hall and for exhibit hall was very confusing. They didn't give any kind of instructions on how to get there by walking. They didn't give any instructions on how to get there by basically not a vehicle. And the map that they provided was not as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. Long story short, I was able to find the exhibit hall. I was able to get in and I was able to set up. That was fine, but it definitely took me a lot longer to get there than I originally planned and anticipated. The second thing is the building itself. I'm not sure if it's just because there were so many people in the hall this year, but like the Wi-Fi signal, the overall cellular signal, the data was like non-existent. Like I know it wasn't just me, because I kept asking people all weekend if they actually had access to their internet on their phone, if they had, or if their data plan was working just fine, and everyone that I asked basically said no, it wasn't. So there was that. There's a sheer amount of people. I'm not sure if next year they could have like some kind of public Wi-Fi for everybody, or if they could like, I don't know, give us a heads up next year and just be like, hey guys, guess what? Like if you need to get in contact with someone, just text only and barely that, because it's just not working. There's too many people in the building. The third thing with Artist Alley and Vendor Hall was that the signage was pretty good this year. It was easy to find stuff, but like the Vendor Hall was massive. Like I walked around the exhibit part a couple times, walked around the vendor part a couple times. For those that are confused as to what's the difference between the exhibitor, vendor, and artist alley, it basically breaks down like this. Exhibit hall is overall. Artist alley is handmade goods. Vendor hall is handmade goods. So you have handmade goods on one side, which was an impressive amount of vendors. I was really impressed. And then the other side you have the vendors. Or on one hand you have artist alley vendors. Those are all handmade goods. On the other side you have all vendors, non-handmade goods. And then you have exhibitors, people that are just showing off and showcasing their art and their work. But they might not necessarily be selling a product. So, with all that being said, it was massive. It was so huge. Like, I really had a hard time walking around the entire time, because they also managed to throw in talent and guests towards the very end. And it was interesting watching the line for Belize and Easy Gang just kind of grow all the way back to where I was, because I was in the front. And the fact that the line for Easy Gain was always like down the entire length of the exhibit hall just shows how many people were there to actually like go see him, and the whole group as a whole. But I was very impressed with the amount of vendors, but it didn't seem like they had too many vendors, because one thing I noticed that with cons is that whenever they grow, they always assume that they could get twice the amount of vendors. Like I've seen this issue with MomoCon, I've seen this issue with DragonCon, I've seen this issue with specifically Anime Week in Atlanta. All the big 3 conventions here in Atlanta seem to have this issue where whenever they grow exponentially, they also double their vendors, and then no one makes any money. So one thing DreamCon has definitely done a good job with so far is that they haven't actually like tripled their vendor hall. They have the space to do it. They definitely can do it, but they haven't, which means that everyone gets to make a decent amount of money, because the sheer amount of people that were there, everyone can get a piece of the pie. Everyone can make money, and people did. People were selling out left and right, and I was so happy to see all the artists just basically go home with empty bins, because they were just like, I can't bring enough merchandise. Every year I come here, I sell out. So that is great to hear for everybody, myself included. I also sold out completely. And one other thing happened to me this weekend, which I was just shocked at in disbelief. And one person that was there for the event for Megan Thee Stallion's mini cosplay contest shared this video with me. So yeah, that happened. Still in disbelief, because yes, she did get a hat. Everyone has been asking, did Megan get a hat? Did Megan come to my booth? No, Megan did not come to my booth. Just so everyone understand what happened, Megan's team came to my booth. I made her a hat. She got a hat. That was absolutely amazing, because now I have my merchandise is with her. It is in her house. It is she carries a piece of my merchandise. Absolutely mind-boggling. But fast forward to the end of the weekend, I would say that overall DreamCon this year seemed to be pretty decent. I didn't see too many complaints on social media. I didn't see too many complaints overall about the convention. I think the one gripe I still low-key have with the con is that I wish that they didn't have their RSVP and after parties system, where they basically charge extra for after parties, and how they have a RSVP system for all their bigger panels, where you have to like check in and you might not even get in because the server still crashed. The app still slows down. If you can't get a good signal, you're basically SOL. There's just like, those little things that I previously complained about in my previous video about DreamCon, and they haven't changed. And I'm not sure if they're going to change. And I'm not sure how they're going to manage or handle this as they continue to grow, because DreamCon has already announced dates for 2026, and they're going to be in Houston again. They're going to be at the convention center again, and I really hope that they find some kind of solutions along the way, because again, it's still that weird pending feeling of they're growing, they need help, they need more organization, but they don't seem to be accepting or open to too much criticism when it comes to like finer details about their convention. So I'm not sure if that's going to bite them in the ass later or not, but like, we'll see what happens. But like I said, my experience at DreamCon was very limited this year, because I was swamped in Artist Alley the entire weekend. If you guys have any personal stories you want to share, feel free to leave in the comment section below. If you got a chance to meet Megan Thee Stallion while she was there, feel free to like, say something. I know she was out and about and I was not able to see her. One thing that I did want to mention was that this year the crochet cosplayers were outside. There were so many crochet cosplayers I saw. Like, there was this crochet cosplayer, there's a group of crochet cosplayers that came by my booth. There was just so many crochet cosplayers I saw all over the con, no matter where I went, and it was just really heartwarming to see that, and I was really happy to see that we were outside. So overall, my DreamCon experience, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I still need more signage from y'all. I need y'all to understand I have a difficult time following directions, and I have a difficult time finding stuff, especially with the big convention space. It's really, really long. The convention hall is so long, but like, more signage, por favor. I would love to see them get rid of, or at least drop the RSVP system and just do something else And also, I don't know, maybe start bundling some of these after parties. Like I said before, maybe do buy one after party, get after party free. Buy 3 after parties, get the 4th after party in for half off. Do something, okay? Eggs still cost too much. We stopped buying eggs. Between last video, we're down to 6-packs. Now, we just not buying eggs no more. We can't afford it. It's up there with caviar. We're just not going to experience eggs anymore. But if you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And I will catch y'all next Tuesday for another Tuesday Tea Talk. Bye.